In a flamenco baile, it often happens that the dancer increases the speed, and this is called la subida. Let's see how it works. Hi, this is Guillermo Guillen for FlamencoMAPS. Welcome to my channel. Whether you dance flamenco, you sing, you play guitar, you play palmas, you play cajon, or you just want to understand better how it works, today we'll talk about another important element of the baile, la subida. Subir in Spanish means to go up. La subida is an acceleration. The speed gradually increases. It is part of a baile. In a cante or a toque, we can change the speed suddenly, we can double the tempo, for example, or we can accelerate very quickly, but we don't have a phase like this of a progressive acceleration covering several compasses. Understand that the subida is above all functional. It serves to increase the speed in order to build up the pressure, to increase the tension and create expectation. What's going to happen next? Therefore, a subida is a transition from one element of the baile to another. There is no defined or obligatory place for a subida in a baile. This is depending on the needs of the dance. It can be a very clear moment like a lego at the end of a part of a baile with a remate and cierre that makes the transition between one big part of the baile to another part. For example, it can serve as a salida del baile. Or we can use it from an escobilla to a tapao.
Vamos ya, Eduardo, ¿cómo es eso? Ródanos de la caleta, así que yo.
Or even at the very end of a baile. And sometimes there are small internal subidas that just serve to accelerate the step or just to go from one level of an escobilla to another level faster. It's very clear in this example that Rafael Campayo is using a subida without cierre, without remate, just to go to the next level faster, his escobilla. Or here Concha Vargas is using the same thing.
Concha, bueno, baila ahora. Dale, que baila pura.
Here we play as a team and everybody needs to be trained and to be ready. The dancer leads the group and controls first the speed. If you dance, you need to be very clear with your intention, with the rhythmic intention, the rhythmic articulation and the speed. You need to give a very clear start to the subida and increase gradually so that the others, the guitarists, the palmeros, the singer who is playing palmas, the percussionist, can follow you. If you accelerate like this, like chaotically, then nobody will be able to follow you. Accelerating gradually doesn't mean accelerating slowly. There are subidas that go up very slowly, very gradually for a very long time, and other very short that go up very, very quickly. And accelerating doesn't necessarily mean reaching the maximum speed either. In any case, you have to keep control. And the dancer also controls the duration. A subida can cover 2 compasses or 46 compasses. You decide. The length and the speed of a subida are not predetermined. And this is a big advantage because if one day you feel tired, you can just accelerate till here. And if the next day you are in a very good shape, you can accelerate till there. What is fundamental is to keep the codes of the beginning and the ending of the subida very clear. If everything is clear, everyone will follow. We'll talk more about these codes in other videos. The guitarist, the singer playing palmas, the palmeros, the percussionist, everybody needs to follow the speed that the dancer wants. We can't drag behind and we can't go faster than the dancer. If you're too slow, you'll be lost on the way and then it's a disaster because everybody will be fuera de compás and nobody will close together. Disaster. And if you go too fast, then you are forcing the dancer to go too fast and then same thing, disaster. The remate will be dirty or whatever comes next will be too fast. Here we can see the full meaning of the word accompany. When you're accompanying a dancer, you need to stick to him or her as closely as you can. Not before, not after, just side by side. The speed control is a big problem. We don't want to waste the whole tension that we created with the subida just because we want to go too fast. We have to take our responsibilities and know the speed we can and we want to go. But this is not only the responsibility of the dancer, this is the whole team's responsibility. Another thing is that once we went up, it's very difficult and not very nice to go down. You know, like, oh, sorry, this is just too fast for me, let's go down a bit. It doesn't look very good. I mean, we can, but usually maybe it's just better to close and to start with something else. There are many ways to speed up the tempo. Los pasos de subida, they are very effective standard footwork steps that are designed to increase the speed and make the subida easy to understand and to follow. I'll make more video about the specific pasos de subida in different palos. The dancer can also use the palmas. Here, La Farruca uses a first subida with palmas a contratiempo and then a second subida with a paso de subida. Or we can even use contras. I'm sure you noticed that the subida is not only an increase in speed, but also in intensity and volume. At the end, the palmas are very fast and very loud, the guitar is about to catch fire, and the jaleos are fusing. All this adds to this dynamic of tension release that is so important in music and dance. So if you want to accentuate this dynamic even more, you can start the subida at the speed you are at that moment, but reduce the volume a lot. I love this subida. And I also wanted to show you a very interesting example with manolete, starting with a bajada. Usually in flamenco we don't really use this term bajada, which means like descent. Bajar means to go down, because in a baile generally we just speed up, we don't slow down. But they do it in this video and it's very, very effective. It starts from very low, very slow, and goes very fast, very loud. The subida is a very effective element in a baile to increase the pressure and create dynamics, contrast, interest. There are subidas in almost every baile, so we need to know how it works and we need to practice it. It is not easy to lead if you're a dancer, and it's not easy to follow if you accompany. We really have to internalize the subidas and then find our limits and push them. I think the best way to practice the subida at first is to practice with the palmas. It's not easy to practice this alone because you don't know if you are stable, if you are progressive, and if the subida is clear. If you have a very fancy metronome, you can program an acceleration over the numbers of compasses you want, from the tempo you want at the beginning till the tempo you want at the end. And then you just practice with your palmas trying to follow the metronome. Another good exercise is just to go on YouTube, for example, find bailes with subida and try to follow the subida with the palmas, or with the guitar, with the cajon, or even dancing. And whenever you get the chance, there is nothing better than doing it live with real humans. And when you practice like this, try to vary the different parameters you can vary. The starting speed, the arrival speed, the progression curve, the length, the strength, and whatever comes next. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it could help. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about in these videos, and go and visit flamencomaps.com. There I explain my classes, my courses, and my way of teaching flamenco. I see you there. Till then, don't forget, learn flamenco, make it fun, make it different, make it your own.